Ashe family, this is Edwin Rose, always trying to bring you guys the truth. So, man, I really have like a lot of questions for our people. Um, you know, the major one is like, what's wrong with us, man? What's really, really wrong with us as a people? Why we can't get it together? Why we can't come together? Why we can't support one another? It's just like, what's really wrong with us? I, you know, I truly, that's why I put the videos up here, family. I truly believe we all need therapy because we don't know all the demons that's going on with somebody. I try to be transparent with you guys and tell you guys, a little bit of stuff about me, my background, and my personal life, not my family's, but my personal life. So, yes, I do believe we all need therapy. Um, how could we not, man? Being in this tyranny and facing this injustice system every day, for your life time and my lifetime, it has to weigh on you psychologically. So that's why I put those self-help videos on here. That's why I put, and I don't want it to come from me like I'm trying to teach you this or teach you that, because I know y'all hate listening and being educated by a black man, you know. Um, but family, we need therapy. We should, that should be on our daily list to try to read something that is therapeutic to us. So please, once again, I've asked you guys, begged you guys since I started reading the Bible to read, not what material to read. I've said read anything. I've said read the Bible. I said, you guys, we need to read, because here's something else that I don't get. What's wrong with us, family? We have the world in our palm of our hands, and instead of embracing knowledge, we embrace faith. Instead of reading for ourselves, we are bobbleheads to people. And when they say something, when a person says something, we go, okay, yes, yes, yes. I've done plenty of videos on here. I've told you guys, some of the things that I've heard as a child growing up in the church. I actually looked them in the Bible, and the Bible says the opposite of what we were brought up on. And y'all notice none of my Gina people get on here and deny that I wasn't raised in the church. And none of my Las Vegas people get on here and can deny I was at the church from until I was about 25, 26 at Victory Baptist Church. Can't nobody deny that I wasn't in there. You know what I'm saying? Because once I told y'all, like I told y'all, if I was a liar or if I had did some injustice to somebody, oh, they'll be on here banging. They bang on it. They bang on the information without knowing anyway. Like I'm talking about, like you've heard certain things. Like, okay, let me give you a prime example. Let me see. Let me think of something. Okay, Jesus came to destroy the law. We will say Jesus came to destroy the law. Jesus in the Bible said, think not that I came here to destroy the law. I came to fulfill the law. He didn't come to destroy the law. So this is where you get this is where you get the battle of we're living still under the 10 commandments. We're living under grace. This is that battle. But your Bible, Jesus says, I didn't come to destroy the law. I came to fulfill it. And in that same book, in that same story, you get Jesus is here for peace. You hear Christians say that all the time. He came to destroy the law. He's here for peace, and he's here to bring the family together. Those are the some of if they're all three of those aren't the top five, some of the top five things that you hear Christians say. You know, like I said, this is my experience. If it hasn't been your experience, I mean, share them on here, and I'll research it. But the top one of the some of the three that I know that I've heard the most is Jesus is here to change the law. Jesus is here for peace, and Jesus is here for the family. Now, in the same book, right along in the same chapter, my man says, "Hey, I didn't come for peace. I came to bring the sword." And in the same breath, to turn the family against each other, the father against the son against the mother. Come on, family. It's like we don't read anything. We just, okay, that's my Lord, Lord, Lord. Now, back in the day when we didn't have this technology that we had, I mean, I can kind of get it because once again, we didn't read. We still don't read. You don't have to read right now to find these things. All you have to do is watch a brother like myself. You can watch other brothers. I'm not going to say anybody's name. I don't want to get flagged for using somebody's name without their permission. Um, but we can find those things without reading. You can watch somebody. You can listen to somebody talk about it. You can find a preacher that's talking about the same thing I'm talking about, but then turn around and say he's still gonna love Jesus and he's still gonna love God. Like I said, family, what's wrong with us, man? We some of the backwardest people on the planet. You can read, you can find when the Bible was rewrote. You can find out who wrote it, who was in charge of it. A whole bunch of homosexual men rewrote your book, gave you these instructions, and you think that this book is against homosexuals. This is how clever they are. This is how clever they are. They they said homosexuality was an abomination, and it, you know, what does abomination mean? I've given you guys these definitions, and this is what frustrates me with these Christians. Abomination doesn't mean you go to hell forever. It means it's something that is frowned upon. The act that you're doing is frowned upon. It doesn't mean you're going to hell. Because your Bible says if two men lay together, he's going to keep one. He's going to take one to heaven and leave the other. Your Bible says when he come back, and if two men are lying in the bed together, or women are lying in the bed together, he's going to take one of those men and one of the women. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give it to you, give it to your pastor. Y'all do some research and y'all look up what the big bad wolf man is saying. Because he ain't saying it right. That ain't right. Go look it up for yourself. Your Bible says that if two men are laying together, he's going to take one of those men. So y'all know y'all got a whole bunch of men laying together right now. So heaven is going to be full of homosexual men. And you guys bang on homosexuals all the time instead of embracing these people and not sending them down the road where they get abused and molested and raped and they even commit suicide. But I'm the bad guy because you won't read your book. I'm the bad guy because you don't understand your book because I'm the bad guy. Anyway, man. So moving from that, politics. Y'all haven't heard me talk about politics in a minute, man, and I'm done. I'm done with politics, family. Um, unless you guys are getting in there to destroy the Constitution, there's no point in us talking politics. Um, we have no rights under this law. These false contracts that they've forced us into. Listen, they have forced us into false contracts from the day we were born. Your birth certificate is a false contract. Your marriage license is a false contract. Your driver's license is a false contract. They're not even, according to your constitution, they're not even supposed to do these things. Filing taxes is a false contract because you're supposed to willingly give money if that's what you want. But you got people that go to prison for tax evasion. So how is that even correct? Like I said, you guys can find the information. You guys can find the information. You're supposed to willingly participate in taxes. So if I say I don't want to pay taxes now, all of a sudden I'll get all these people kicking down my door, coming into my home, you know, seizing everything, taking everything because I didn't willfully do something. That's a false contract. But you can look these things up for yourself. Um, but this is why I told y'all I want complete separation, 100% complete separation. This doesn't make any sense to me. The deeper I dug into this political, well, this corporation's bylaws, which is its policies and laws, it's like it's not for us. Never meant for this. It's never been meant for us, family. How many times do we have to see other people get shit that we've been talking about getting since Jim Crow, since the 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 slave the slavery that we were accustomed to was changed to what it is now. Since when have they? I mean, even then they made laws that put us in jail, that incarcerated us if we didn't have a job, if we didn't have a home address, if we didn't have our freedom papers. Because most people said slavery is over, brothers took off. Brothers took off. They wasn't waiting for no paperwork. But now all of a sudden you can go to jail because you don't have any paperwork. Those brothers couldn't read or write. Another thing, man, even with this, with everything going on, with everything that's going on, family, I don't understand why we're not reading more than what we are reading. Like even the political people on here. Like I don't know how long. I don't know why. Because us, we are just as stubborn in every aspect as a Christian is on religion. We're stubborn on politics. We're stubborn. We're blockheads on politics because we still believe that it's for us, that this is meant for everybody. No, no, it's not, man. It's not. And that's the false flag that these guys are waving that you guys haven't really understood. You haven't understood it, and I don't know why. So if you for those of you politicians that got this for, so in the last 50 years, because the march in Alabama on the bridge was 50 years ago, right? With Martin Luther King. It's 50 years ago, right? We haven't had one bill, law, anything passed to protect black people from getting from unarmed, nonviolent black people from getting murdered by the hands of anybody. By number one, by the hands of cops. Number two, by the stand your ground bullshit that you see these old people killing our young babies. So there's never been a law now. 50 years ago, once again, I understand. But today, they're recording everything. These people, you got a ring for your doorbell. You got people with security cameras all over their houses. And now you see the interactions with these people and nothing still, nothing still. And we could have another group of people that were they were teased for the virus, but they get a bill. They get a bill within a year. They get a bill passed, hate crime against them. If you, that's why I don't say anything right now because if you speak it or say it, you might get flagged. But sometimes I don't care, man. Y'all seen the post that I've been putting up there. I don't want y'all to forget in the last 30 years of what's been going on with these people when it comes to our interaction with these people. They don't like us. They don't fuck with us. So why are we continuously supporting and fucking with them? Why? I tell y'all, man, everything that y'all do and support is like y'all out there with a white robe on and a hood on with the with the American flag dripping in black blood, walking down the street talking about I love these people. Because they don't do shit for us. They kill us faster than anything else, and they don't do no significant time for doing those crimes against us. But once again, y'all want to stay here. Y'all want to be indoctrinated in this bullshit. Why? It's not for us. Any political person can give me, and political people, please, please go look at my video, Black Vote. It's an educational moment right now because I'm trying to find out why are we so backwards right now. And when you can find information that it's not for us, it's not for us. This Constitution, if unless you're getting in there to destroy the Constitution, people, and make this a land for everybody, and give it back to the Aboriginal people of this land, which aren't Indians. The Aboriginal people of this land, and it's not Indians. And I understand you political people might get mad with that. You might get mad with that. You might be like, Indian land. That's why they call it American. That shit was established in what? What year was that established? What year was that term Indian here in America established? And to prove my point, the first peace treaty with the Indians here was under Moroccan treaty, which is the first peace treaty. It was under Morocco. Where's Morocco? So how in the hell is a North African country? Did you hear? Can you hear me? How in the hell did they get a peace treaty with a North African country for some land? The first peace treaty. It wasn't a Indian peace treaty. It wasn't a peace treaty with Indians and Native Americans. It was a peace treaty with Morocco. So this was African land. And the treaty was supposed to be with African people. And they've broken every treaty. Now you can find some treaties with Indians, with what they call Indians, and the tribal people, which once again is not Indians, is not tribal people, they're Africans. Now once again, once you notice the and here's the thing, history repeats itself, man. These people aren't smart. They did the same thing in other countries. Just like, you know, in Brazil, you got the light Brazilians, you got the dark Brazilians, you got the African based Brazilians, you got the white based Brazilians. Just like here. Now they want to say this is America. Okay, let's just ride with that. Let's just ride with the lie. Okay, so this is American. So you got Native Americans that are pale, and you got darker Native Americans. You got how is that? How is that possible without some type of whitewashing? How is that possible with some type of whitewashing? But see, they don't want you to think that that happened here in America, so they want to just say this is the only Indians that you guys know. This is it. How caramel colored people? No, they look like us from the 1500s. You cannot find me one light skinned or mixed breed portrait of an Indian from the 1500s. You can't. I've shown it to you. I've done all the research. I've shown it to you. But you can't show it to me. You can't disprove it. So for you political people, man, separation, complete separation, complete sovereignty. That should be the goal. That should be the mindset. Why? Because you can research things that it's not going to get better for us. It's not going to be in any improvement for us. You guys got. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, and that's my fault. I'm gonna try to watch it soon. But I've been talking about Black Wall Street for years, family, years. And here's the deal with me. Once I know mainstream media is going to support it, I know they've changed it. They changed the narrative. I don't want to see it because I don't want my view of the horrific act that these people did change. Because That's what's going on right now in America with the history of slavery. They're changing the narrative. They're bringing down the statues. They're taking down certain plaques. They're removing this. They're removing that. They removing these people's names because they're erasing these people from history because they don't want there to be a tyrant. See, they don't want that. They don't want that tyrant title. So you remove the tyrants, take down the statue, take down the statue. Hey, yeah, it was no tyrants, y'all. 20 years from now, them babies graduating high school. 20 years from now, there's no tyrants. No, slavery was a choice. What? 40 years from now, hey, slavery was a choice and there was no tyrants, and we need to keep these black people in line. We need to these black people they don't know how to be in line. They're wild, they're savages, and we have to do what our forefathers did to them. We have to do now to what our forefathers did to them back in the day. We got to keep them in line. Y'all better pay attention, man. Y'all better pay attention, man. Yeah, these guys aren't that smart, and history repeats itself. Like I told y'all, I did a video about this. If slavery was to be reinstated, you guys would be happy slaves. You would make it happy for yourselves. You know, that's that bullshit, that stupid notion that we're. And I hate when black people even say this shit. Slavery was a choice. The dude, the dude is their puppet. You know that, right? So, here's the thing. So we chose to get on the boat, right? For those of you that believe that lie. So we chose to get on the boat. We chose to get shackled. We chose to piss and defecate on ourselves, right? And on top of each other, right? Then when we got off the boat, shackled up, chained up, we walked into a line. There were people sitting at tables and they had different job titles. And we chose slavery. Uh, that's a choice, fam. So the whole narrative of slavery being a choice is a motherfucking and the the soldier in me says, yeah, slavery was a choice. No, no, it's not a choice. That's not something that you're doing with a open mind and an open heart because you know the backlash, the backsplash of slavery. It wasn't a choice. Um, yeah, you can sit here and say I can sit here and say, yeah, man, people chose to live versus dying. That's not a choice. Life or death should not be a choice. That's not a choice. That's somebody else imposing their will on you. Most of you will choose life. Most of you will try to survive because most of you have family. Most of you aren't that selfish. We're not selfish like that. Most of you will choose, man, let me take this shit so I can protect my child, so I can protect my baby. Most of you would do that, but the soldier in me would be like, nah, motherfucker. First chance I get, I gotta chop your head off, or y'all kill me right now. Knowing what I know now, see, you didn't know, and see, slaves and the I should stop using the word slaves because our ancestors weren't slaves. Our ancestors was architects. Our ancestors were fucking cultivators. Our ancestors were iron workers, gold workers. Our ancestors was craftsmen, highly skilled people. So our ancestors chose to survive because they had loved ones and they had families. Now you got to remember these brothers and sisters had large families. They didn't have one or two kids. They had 10 or 12 kids, two or three wives, and their motivation was to try to get back to their family. That's why you ran. And I can't remember the term right now, but do y'all know those people that was here's another false here's another bullshit ass contract that they have with this government, how they treat us. Do you know being a runaway slave was considered a mental condition? Did you guys know that being a runaway slave, running away from this tyranny that you're facing, running away from this rape that you're facing, running away from from possibly being decapitated, castrated, that they said it was a mental disorder? Look how they, I mean, come on, fam. Look how they look at us, man. Once again, 150% complete separation. And we know the things that's going to come. We know the thing that's going to happen. We know that they're going to try to blow up our spot. We know history hit once again. It's 100 years ago. Black Wall Street was 100 years ago. They celebrating the anniversary of them blowing up our one of our economical strong fronts. Look up, family, for you guys that still want to be indoctrinated in this bullshit. It wasn't just Black Wall Street. Look up Red Summer. If you can, you'll find. You got to do some digging. You got to do some research. Try to find all the cities and towns during that Red Summer time that they destroyed. And it wasn't no whim. And these people can't even give you a reason why they did it. Can't even give you a reason why they did it. It's all about power, money, and control. It's always going to be those three things: power, money, and control. They didn't have no power there. They didn't have no control there. They didn't have no money invested in that shit. And they didn't like that. But look up Red Summer. Look how many towns they destroyed during this time. You got, like I said, you got to do some digging. Do some digging and look up these black towns and these black cities that was destroyed during that time. Okay. Um. So we hit religion. We hit politics. I think that's it, man. Um. We just got to get. We have to strip down what we think we know and start researching the truth. And like I said, I don't understand why we are the way we are, family. I don't understand why we don't support each other, why we don't do this. And y'all see me show black products on here, right? Y'all seen me do that, right? And I'm not too cheap. And I've supported people on my Facebook. I bought products from people on my Facebook. I put up here a donation page right now, $0. $0. And I kind of felt that way. I kind of knew that it was going to be this way. Now, I would be elated if we do get the 100 million. I will be elated. I've reached out to check this out. I reached out to Black Lives Matter, contacted all their heads, told them, why don't you give that $100 million? Because see, last year they got $90 million. So the year before that, when the white dude did it, he gave them $100 million. So they have over $190 million sitting there, and they're not doing nothing with it. They're not going to do anything with it. You got these people now. You got these people that was trying to do all this stuff for black people, and they was not allowed to. Right? Can't do nothing because we gave you the money. Now, this $90 million. Won't y'all take some time and find out where this $90 million come from? Remember, during the pandemic, these businesses said that they was going to give a certain amount of money to black businesses to fund black education and betterment of the people. I only know one organization that got that money, Black Lives Matter. But you don't believe me? Why don't you go Google it and look it up? And see, here's the thing, family. They're not trying to hide shit from you guys anymore. They're not trying to hide the book. They're not trying to hide that Jesus is the devil and Satan and God of the book is the devil. They're not trying to hide that shit anymore. They're not trying to hide, and they haven't been hiding it. I, I, I would say this. I would say this. Here's the term that I'm gonna use. They hide it in plain sight. There's plenty of books and movies entitled with that very title, hidden in plain sight. Won't you watch those things? And I'm hoping that it makes your mind blow up. hidden in plain sight. How they stole all the African culture is hidden right in plain sight. It's hidden in right in plain sight. Uh, Don't believe on that? Look at the movies. Do some research and some things about our history, and then look at the movies. They hide that shit right in plain sight. How many times has the Simpsons predicted some shit? Come on now. Come on now. How many times have they showed us they can't live without drinking our blood? How many times have they showed us they cannot survive without drinking our blood? But anyway, anyway, man, I know it went long enough. Even for me, I know this is getting into the 30-minute mark, man. Look, I just want y'all to, on anything that we can talk about, I want you guys to do your research on it. I want you guys to start reading, man. We need to move together. Family, if we don't come together, we're gonna get picked off individually. They're gonna start picking us off. And once again, like I said, our forefathers weren't savages. Our forefathers were doctors and lawyers and and educated men became slaves first, were turned into slaves first. It wasn't the big strong bucks. The big strong bucks came later. The weak ones, the educated, the smart ones came over so they can steal all the ideas. Come on, family. But anyway, man, please, I'm begging you guys again, man. Whatever topic y'all want to talk about, y'all can message me or post it on my page or underneath here in the comment box so we can get some clarity on what we need to do. And like I told y'all, man, I think the answer has been right in our face all this time. We buy land. Um, I would like to build a resort. That resort, like like I've showed you guys, the Indians, the Native Americans, they've been doing it for years. And then they're finna buy the palms here in Las Vegas. They finna buy the palms here in Las Vegas. That's how much money these cats have grown to get. They finna buy the palms. Look it up. They finna buy the palms in Las Vegas. So with that being said, I think that that money can protect and grow the community because the community. I don't want the community to be stagnant. I don't want the community to be to to not have nice things. I want it to be nice and I want it to be livable for our people can come. And family, I don't want it to be a prison, but I don't want it to be bombed either. I don't want it to be restricting, but I want us to be aware of what could and possibly will happen. And when it happens, we have to be able to defend ourselves. So once again, when we get to those points and we get to those, when we get that $100 million in here, if Black Lives Matters send us that money, we can do something. But we're gonna have to sit down and talk about how this safe haven is going to protect itself because we know we're gonna get attacked. We're the black people, man. We're their commodity. They don't want us to be independent like that. History, they're not smart. History repeats itself. So by us knowing that, we have to prepare for the history repeating itself. And when history repeats itself, we have to be ready to defend ourselves. Okay. So these are some things that, like I said, we're not going to talk about now. But there's no need to talk about it right now because we don't even have the money. We don't even have the money. And so for anybody that's doing and see, this is what I'm saying. I love guns, right? But here's the idea that I had. What handgun, rifle, assault rifle, all take the same bullet. And I would like for it to be the clip to be interchangeable to all three: handgun, rifle, assault rifle. Handgun, I can take this clip out of this handgun. I can put this clip into this rifle, and I can take the clip from the rifle and put it in an assault rifle and do my thing. I would like to know if there's not one available right now. I need some of you blacksmiths out there, man. I need some of you gun makers and manufacturers out there to come up with that idea. And the idea behind that is every clip, whether it's a 30 clip, 100 drum, 50 drum, it all goes from the handgun to the rifle to the assault rifle, and they're interchangeable. I can be and jam, drop it, pick up the next one, take the clip out of that, put it right in it, keep moving. All right. So once again, fam, I do this because I love y'all, man. Um, keep up. I don't know, man. We gotta do better than what we're doing, man. Because right now, I don't even see 10,000 of us moving in the same direction without being blinded by something else. All of these organizations are not for us, family. We got to start doing things for us. All right, Hotel.